Hi, it's Sophia, and I'm here on a mission to share 50 things that I've learned that have helped me heal. Number 31, the correlation between your practice, how and what you practice, and how that becomes your being, who and how you are. So, Robert Kest taught me this principle through a story. So I don't know the nitty-gritty details or the research or the paper, any of that stuff, but I know the story, and I'll say it like this. The story is true, though it may or may not have happened this way. So, a bunch of researchers get a bunch of people together, and they have three groups. They have non-meditators, people that have no practice. They have transcendental meditators, people who practice transcending the human experience and dissolving, becoming one with the cosmos. And mindfulness practice meditators, people that practice meditating and being present to the moment. And they did the same experiment with all of them. So they took the non-meditators and they put them in a room. And at random intervals, they released, sounds and things into the environment that cause stress. And for the non-meditators, every time a new stress factor came into the room, they would get more stressed and more stressed and more stressed and more stressed until at the end of the hour, they're like racing to the next stress, okay? And then meditators were told to sit and meditate. So that was what they experienced. The transcendental meditators, they put them in the room and they released all the same stress responses. And it was like there was no change. There was no change in their chemistry. The stress responses didn't create any stress in their bodies. Okay. Then they took the mindfulness meditators and they had them sit there and they did all the same mindfulness, same stress responses. And every time they would release a stress response, the person would respond with their stress response. And then they would go back to meditating. And the mindfulness meditators found that whatever their stress response was, they had as though it was the first time they were stressed. With every time, even an hour in, that's Cecil, he's my neighbor. Every time there was an interruption or a stress factor, it was as though it was the first time. And so Robert talks about how what you practice it doesn't all lead to the same road. It really is what you practice. And so to make a choice about who you want to become. So do you want to be someone who every time a stress comes, it just piles on top of piles on top of piles on tops? Do you want to be someone that when stress comes, you don't even feel it? You're like not even there? Do you want to be someone who is always like present to it? And when I think about this, I think about kind of how I think my practice is a playful practice in a lot of ways. I want everything that comes to me to be like, ooh, like what's this? What am I feeling? To kind of get curious and like get into the feeling and let it go, like accept what's coming in and let it touch me and then let it go. So that's the basic principle that you want to pick. And so what I want to offer is what that's meant for me is I want to be careful about what I practice because it's really moving me towards how I move through the world. So that's it. Okay. Satnam. Peace.